I am trying something different. I feel like the last couple of podcasts have just been like going with the flow and kind of like, okay, this is what's going on in my mind. This is where I'm at right now, which I don't think that anything is wrong with that. But I really do want to make sure that I'm pouring into you, that we're really discussing things, what we're going through as builders, and ways to grow you and push you on your journey of how we can spur each other on, because these are experiences that I have and still having for myself, and then other people around me that are so amazing that I feel like they've started and then they've stopped. Like I've seen this before. And so this is what we're going to talk about today because I've done it myself. I've started something, my YouTube channel, for instance. I did spend a whole year where I made a video every week, which was really cool and exciting, but I really didn't have like a full plan for it. So I learned consistency, but I didn't plan it well. It's still growing. I'm still building and I'm still learning. However, I have had friends and family around me that have started and then pulled back. They were really excited about something and then just stopped. And so this episode is for you, my love. All right, today I want to talk about why we're starting something with excitement, then pulling back when it gets uncomfortable. And I've done this, I've seen this. You know, we go to a conference, we do a webinar, we're around a friend that's like super like that hypes you up and gets you really excited, and we go home and we get on our phone, we're like, all right, welcome to my channel, blah, 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 right? And then we do like one video and then we stop. Or we do a couple, 4 or 5, and then we stop. I have 6 different points. Yes, we're going to do 6 different points. We're just going to go over a few things. We're just going to pour into each other. We're going to hang out. All right, here we go. So a lot of people don't quit because they are incapable. They quit because they think the early stage means they are failing. But sometimes the early stage is not failure. It is testing, learning, adjusting, and building endurance. So recently I've had like one of my business coaches, like he will post online. I think it was a question a couple weeks ago, and he was like, how do you feel about failure? And I said, I fail every day. And I didn't mean it in a negative way. I don't know. I don't explain it, but like I felt my mind shift about that. I don't actually fail every day. I try to see myself as like a scientist, and I'm testing new things every day. Sometimes those things that I test don't work out, and sometimes those things that I test are working out and they are doing great and they are helping other people, or they are getting picked up by the algorithm. And so those are the things that I'm looking at. I've literally gone on my YouTube channel and seen a video get like 7 views, and then the one next to it gets like 1.7K views. And so it's like, okay, well, what's the difference between this one and this one? That one that had 7, it's not a failure, it's a test. We put both of them out, and now we see this one work better than this one. So now we're not gonna do the 7 one anymore. We're gonna do more of the 1.7K one, right? Because we're testing, we're learning, we're figuring things out. Excitement starts it, but it does not sustain it. Excitement helps us begin. Feelings can fade after the first step. The vision is not wrong just because it gets hard. Stewardship keeps us going when excitement fades. So sometimes we start because we feel excited, and that is not wrong, but excitement alone cannot carry the whole assignment. At some point, the work moves from emotion to stewardship. So the excitement, right? It's that spark. It's what sparks your fire, gets you going, but you're the one that has to keep the fire going. You're the one that has to continue to show up every day. And it's whatever you're doing in any business, if you're on social media, if you're doing a side hustle or something, it is your stewardship. You are the one that has to steward it, to keep your fire safe, to keep it burning, to keep fueling it, right? The scripture that we're going to have for point 1 here is Galatians 6:9. Do not grow weary in good work. If you have felt in your heart that your assignment is to go on YouTube to share the good news in scripture, because he talks about when Adam was brought into the Garden of Eden, he had to work the land. So we're here to work. We're here to build. This is what we're created for. We're created to create. But there's a moment where we're planted. There's a moment where you're putting that seed into the ground, and there's a lot of work going on under there, right? You have the root system growing, you have all these things, and it's not until that root system grows that then it sprouts. And so we have to remember that even when nobody sees us, right, we're underground, nobody sees anything that we're doing, we are still building and we are still growing. So have that excitement. Let that excitement get it started for you. but continue to steward what you were so excited for. Point 2 is we mistake testing for failure. So again, kind of like what I had said when they had said something about failure, I was like, yeah, I fail every day. And it's not really failing, because failing means like it's done, right? If you failed, it's over. So if you're getting back up when you fall or when you're embarrassed about something and you're still going, that's not failing. At that point, that's testing. That's, you know what? I'm going to just keep trying. I'm going to keep trying. That's trying. So the first version is not the final version. And this is so true. Like if you go on anybody's YouTube channel, go in their videos and scroll down. Even if it was a video they did last year or the year before, you can see their growth, because it's so totally different from where they started to where they are now. My first video that I did, I wouldn't even show my face. I taught I think how to mask on Photoshop, and my face wasn't there. It was just a voice, like teaching from a screen, because I was nervous. I was nervous to put my face out here. A lot of it had to do because of how I felt about what I look like or whatever. And now I'm here. Yay. Feedback is not failure. This one, yeah, this is kind of funny. So I want to talk about this one just because being an art student, like going to college for art, things like that, that was part of the program, is you had to receive feedback and you had to give every single class. So we were criticized. Every piece of art that we created was critiqued by our peers, by our professor, and we had to critique others as well. And so I'm used to it, and my whole career, that's just part of it. I had to have feedback with anything that I create. There has to be feedback. So I'm very used to receiving feedback, but I understand that a lot of other people, like a lot of, may not be used to getting feedback. So I want to give you some advice. This is advice that I've given my creatives that I've had on my teams and things like that. So when you receive feedback, I feel like when artists receive feedback, it can be a little bit hurtful or tugging at the heart. And so this is what I want to tell you. When you're an artist, when you're a creative, creating something that you're just sharing out into the world, and when somebody gives you feedback, you need to receive positive and negative feedback the same way. Neither one of them should matter. If somebody is giving you all this praise and all this stuff, awesome, give that to the Lord, all for your glory, Lord. If somebody gives you negative feedback, awesome, cool. If there's something there that I can learn from it, I'll take it and learn from it. If it's all just being ugly, being negative, no problem, it's not for you. Because that's how this whole internet is. There's so many different people that have different tastes, different opinions. I've had the same piece of artwork that went to 2 different exhibitions. The first one, didn't even recognize it, right? They said, no thanks, we don't like it. The second exhibition, I got an honorable mention for it, meaning out of all the artwork, they're like, hey, this is pretty good. Yay for you. And this is the same piece of art. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I know it's easy to say it doesn't matter, but it really doesn't. Especially if you're an artist, if you're somebody that's just creating to create because you want to share, you're going to find your tribe of people that are like, I get you, you get me, and we're going to run together, right? And then you're going to find people that some of them are just mean. And again, that's the enemy, okay? The enemy comes to what? Kill, steal, destroy. What does it mean? He comes to kill your excitement. He comes to destroy your confidence, and he comes to steal joy. So when these enemies try to come at you, just remember that. You're trying to steal my joy? I don't think so. You have no authority here. Get on out. Take both good and bad and learn from each. If they're like, oh, this was amazing, mark it down. Okay, people liked this video. Why did they like this video? This is going back into that scientist mentality, right? Why did they like this video? Okay, I'm going to notate that. You get a lot of negative feedback. They didn't like that video. Okay, maybe these might be the reasons, or they're saying these are the reasons. So I'm going to do more of this. All right? Feedback we can grow from. That's how I like to see feedback. Feedback I like to grow from. Good or bad, I'm going to grow from it. Alrighty, point 3. This one is so good. So this is going back to feedback, okay? So data, having multiple videos. Like I said, I was talking about the one video only got 7 views, and then literally the one beside it got 1.7 thousand views. And having those 2 videos, there's a little bit of data there, but it's not enough, okay? So when you continue to do more and more and more, then you'll begin to see more videos going higher, more videos going lower. And so now the more data that you have, the more information that you have, and the more you can lean to your good data, right? One post cannot tell the whole story. One episode cannot define the whole podcast. You need patterns before making decisions. Some YouTube coaches want to see around 20 videos first. I actually was listening to a podcast on Think Media. Love that channel. If you're really into creating YouTube, look Think Media up. He had a gentleman on that episode where he literally said he doesn't even coach you unless you have a minimum of at least 20 videos up. And that may be higher now, especially with how large YouTube and how much videos go on every day. It's a crazy amount. We quit before we have enough data. We can't do that. We got, keep going. We got to push. You're testing. You're just trying, you're seeing what works for you. Okay. I think that's another big thing that people do. You're being told, go look at somebody that's in your field, industry, category, look at what they're doing and then mimic them. However, if they're like 20 years ahead of you and you're starting at year 1, they're kind of doing a lot of other things that not even they did. So scroll down and look at some of their older videos. I like doing that because to me, it shows the growth. And that actually inspires me because I'm like, bro, they're totally different than they were from last year. Like, look at how much they've grown last year and even the year before. Like, that's awesome. So it inspires me to be like, okay, I just have to keep going. I just have to find my voice and I just have to find my people and my tribe and my community. And I can't find my community of people if I don't show up and if I'm not consistent. Because that is one of the biggest things that the algorithm does. If you're not consistent, it's not going to be consistent. So we have to show up every day. Like this video, like it's going to be cut up for like 7 days. So my content's going to show up every day, but I only made this video one day this week. Point 4, numbers are information, not your identity. So low views do not always mean low value. Quiet does not mean pointless, and numbers can teach you what to adjust. Data should inform you, not define you. Again, love this. Seeing yourself as a scientist, going out here and trying new things. There was one client that I had when I first came on with her. She had 500, I think, followers on her YouTube channel and had it for years, probably like 4 or 5 years. And me and my team came on and that's what we did. We started testing. We started testing shorts. We started testing different things. And then we found and this is using her content. This was using content that she had built years ago. And we had found a system that actually created more outreach. That's what this is all about, honestly. It's reach. And we were able to see like a big net, right? Like throw our net out there for her and reach and bring in more people. And so now that I know it's monetizing now, I don't know the exact number, but we got it high enough that it now monetizes that channel. So it's been really awesome. And then we got her Instagram to, I think, 11,000. Those were 2 different platforms we had to do 2 different things for. And I'm really grateful for the job that I have and having amazing clients that understand like, oh, we just got to test and see what works for you and your brand. And they're like, go for it. I've seen like so much amazing growth and it has inspired me for even the stuff I do and want to help, more people myself. I have some stats for you. I wanted to share this. So Buzzsprout reports that the median podcast gets about 29 downloads in the first 7 days. And that's not very much. It's not very much. Around 417 downloads in the first 7 days puts an episode in the top 10%. So 417 downloads in the first 7 days puts them at the top 10%. So see, we're in this together. How many shorts are watched per day? This is crazy. These are shorts, okay? Over 200 billion YouTube shorts are viewed daily. How many people use or watch YouTube daily? Common third-party estimates say that 122 million daily active users, but YouTube's official press page emphasizes billions of monthly logged-in users, not a daily people count. So we all out here on YouTube, visiting, hanging out, finding our people. Okay? So see, just put your video out there. Jump on in. What I say? The water's fine. Okay, let's go to point 5 here. Comparison makes us despise our beginning. This one's so true. This is so true. That's what I'm telling you. Listen, do me a favor. If you start comparing yourself to somebody online, I want you to just scroll on down. I'm talking scroll on down and look at where they started. You're going to see the growth. There's no reason for you. You shouldn't even compare. Why are you comparing yourself to somebody? You're not them. You have totally different journeys, totally different experiences. There's no comparison. We compare our seed to someone else's harvest. What? Yeah, that one. We compare our beginning to someone else's consistency. Comparison steals clarity. Small does not mean insignificant. We have to start somewhere. They started somewhere. They didn't just wake up and have 1 million followers one day. They had to be consistent. They had to show up. Comparison is one of the fastest ways to pull back. You start looking at people who have been building for years, and then you judge your beginning by their fruit. But small beginnings still matter. You have to be planted for a minute. In your growing new season where you're testing things out, wouldn't you rather test things out when hardly anybody is watching than testing things out at 1 million followers? Do you understand what I'm saying? I would rather mess up with 20 followers than mess up with 20,000 followers. All right, our last and final point: review, adjust, and keep sowing. Do not make final decisions from discouragement. Pause and review what you learned. Make one adjustment. Take the next faithful step. When you feel yourself pulling back, pause before you quit. Ask what the attempt taught you. What worked? What felt unclear? What connected? What can you adjust next time? You cannot know what will grow if you stop sowing. So good. So if you started and pulled back, you are not alone. Do not shame yourself. Learn from it. You fell, you're testing, and you're learning. This week, choose one thing you started and pull back from. Write down what you learned, make one adjustment, then take the next faithful step. I want to say this because there's other projects that I've done and I kind of step back on, but just doing a little bit at a time. If you're writing a book, I know in our minds, we see the big picture, like a book, all these chapters. You're like, oh, I want to write this book. Just write a page a day. Even if it's 30 minutes, even if it's 15 minutes, just write an outline down. Take some time, dedicate time, put it on your calendar. I think that's one of the best things that I've done is actually putting things on my calendar. This is the time that I have put for this thing that I'm working on and wanting to pour into, like my podcast. And I'm so grateful to be able to test all these things and try new things, because that's just me. I'm the type of person that I can't do the same thing over and over, like the same tedious task. I like to have different things. So I feel like that's why I really do enjoy what I do as for my job, because in media, things are changing all the time. I know a lot of people, it freaks them out, like, oh, the algorithm's doing this, now it's doing this. I'm like, oh, cool. I love researching. I love learning new things. And so that's how you have to see yourself to enjoy it. It's a process. If this is something that's in your heart and that you know that you're supposed to do this, then let that excitement get you started, but steward that fire. When that spark gets you going, make sure to fuel that fire, stay consistent, keep going. If you are needing help staying consistent, or you're like, I just want to be in an environment where other people understand what I'm going through, go to my website, R16 Creatives. I have some free resources there on the Start Here tab. You can go in there and there's some free stuff there for you to encourage you, to help you write things down, plan things. And then I have a Builders Collective group where you could come in. I throw, sometimes I'll learn something new and I'll just throw some ideas in there. And there's people in there that can help you. And if you're kind of in a place right now where you're like, I know I want to do it, but I need help with a plan, I am more than happy to have a meeting with you and help you set up a plan to get you started and continuing to steward it, because that is so important. I think that is one of my biggest pet peeves right now in this moment. I had a meeting today about this, is I'm over the whole webinars and all of this and it's just like a big sales pitch. So my goal is, yes, get you excited, yes, get you going, but helping you make a plan that you can continue to use for 1 to 2 quarters to 3, you know what I mean? At least a quarter the first 3 months, because you have to have data. So once you can get past 3 months and get some real good data, then you can continue to grow from there. So anywho, I am so grateful that you're here. And if you have felt yourself start and pull back, you're not alone. I've done it too. And I will see you next week.